Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Transport Fever 2. Coming at you with more of our Dedication Island series. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying yourself, do not forget to hit that like button. It helps me out oh so much. And also, I want to see more and more comments down below. Let me know what you think of the series. Let me know where you want the series to go in the future. Thank you so much. Today, I thought we would chill out just a little bit, and instead of having a major agenda for an episode and scrambling to get all the things done, we would instead do a little bit of bits and bobs all around the cities, fixing some things up that have kind of been nagging at me that I haven't gotten around to. A little bit of line optimization, maybe a couple of upgrades to some of the vehicles that we're using. We can go to some of the different cities and see how they're laid out, maybe do a little bit of city management. And we just keep things pretty chill. I thought that would be a good idea. So let's start right off with things here in Druidville. And let me just turn on the HUD indicators like that. And let's take a look. So, this is a city we start every episode in, as you guys know, the opening shot. And it's slowly grown a little bit, but we have not actually delivered any goods here, so it hasn't grown particularly quickly. But, in our last episode, as you do know, we were on the precipice of delivery of the goods. And as it turns out, I made a fatal error in my infinite wisdom. I forgot to put vehicles on the line delivering to Druidville. And that is why down here at the other end, they weren't allocating the goods. Because they're like, I don't know what you want to do with these goods. And it turns out, now that we've done it, they were like, all right, sweet. We've got some goods. We know where to put them. Let's do it. Because I went ahead and threw 5 vehicles. These sweet bad boys right here. On this line, and they're going to spread themselves out a little bit, and they're going to just do a quick little shot like this. And so now the goods are allocated, and they'll start to get moved down. So that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and let the game play a little bit, and we'll just let that kind of work itself out. The goods will start to get delivered. And in the meantime, what I want to do is I'm going to go a little bit, basically just going city to city. Okay. So to start with, in Druidville, let's go in here and let's take a quick look. Again, I've shown you this a few times. And again, this is not something that you have to do. Okay? This is expensive, and some people might think of it as a little bit over the top as far as micromanagement is concerned, but I think it's fantastic. And that is to manage where your districts, if you will, are your different industries. So we have the industry zone here, which I'd like to just keep on the inside of this truck here and on this. And it's going to grow up here and then grow up around this corner like that. And that's going to be the industry area. And it's going to need to grow beyond that as well, I'm sure. But I kind of like the idea of it forcing itself like out here and like kind of having the city, because the city's got such a small base. I kind of like the ideas of the residential and commercial kind of forcing itself onto this island because it's got nowhere to go, and the industrial kind of pushing its way down here, and it kind of sprawling across this, little archipelago type area. Potentially even we cross over onto these little islands. Who knows when this thing gets really big. So that's the kind of thought. So what I do in this case is you go through and you just kind of delete anything that doesn't belong on its part. And you kind of you need to have a line of demarcation, if you will, for all the different areas. So my thought is this is residential, and the residential will come along this road and below and swoop up through here and get pushed through. This area in here would be kind of a residential commercial mix. And then, of course, the commercial will be here and then get forced up into there. So you can see here as some of these holes get filled in with where I've deleted some, you can kind of see where it works. You can see here there's an industrial there, so you delete that. And obviously you could sit here for hours. You could sit here for hours just deleting and deleting and deleting, making sure it goes exactly the right way you want. But every once in a while, I just delete a few things and let it play out. It'll fix itself a little bit. generally speaking, what the game wants to do is grow new stuff adjacent to where that same thing is. So commercial will want to grow here, but also industrial will or wherever, whatever it is, will want to grow across a road. If it's kind of trapped and it's got nowhere to go, it'll try and grow across a road somewhere in order to move on. And so what you kind of want to do is you just, every time it crosses a road where you don't want it to, you just delete it and hope another one goes. Now, what happens is I've only deleted industrial, and so there's only industrial left to grow back. So what's happening is like it doesn't really have commercial to fill in that spot or a residential to fill in this spot or whatever you want. So you have to kind of delete stuff that belongs to whatever you want to fill in as well. So for instance, commercial, I don't need a commercial here. And I could, for instance, delete some commercial out here. And then maybe it'll help push back in this way. There's lots of different ways you can do this. And again, like I said, it takes some time. It'll kind of do it on its own. The commercial is going to start to grow quickly here once we start delivering goods. So that's something that will help us out. As far as the goods are concerned, I do not think... yeah, and I'm still on delete. Haha. Genius move right there. Genius. I do not think we do. That's interesting. I thought that he would have goods on there by now, but I guess he had left too soon. What is this? Oh, that's the food train from there. Where's the... Okay, here he is here. So he should come in here and he should pick up some goods. A whole whopping 6 of them. And have we even delivered some goods already? Yeah, we actually have delivered some goods. Okay, it just hasn't gotten picked up. And that's actually the next thing we could probably take a look at is the optimization and make sure that we're getting stuff delivered as quickly as we can of this line. So let's quickly jump in here and check out our rates. So this rate here is coal depot to steel mill, and it is getting delivered at a rate of 73. And of course you need 2 to make any 1. So that means the most we can produce is somewhere in the low 30s. So even when we deliver all that, it's still not going to be enough. And this is what we kind of figured that we would run into as a problem is that, you know, we pretty much need to double this. And I'm actually going to do it right now. Clone all vehicles. And now there is 40 on this line. So we are going to double this rate to somewhere in the vicinity of 300. Oh wait, did it already update itself? It might have already updated itself. Yeah, it did. So that I was going to say 300. So somewhere in the 150 range means we'll get about 75 steel made if we do this right. Our rate here in the iron depot is about 115, and we need that to match obviously the coal at the very least. So we're going to go ahead in here and let's clone 5 more in there. And then that line should kind of match up. So what we want to do is these 2 lines arriving, 146 and 173. So those are kind of there. As those vehicles spread themselves out and start making their deliveries, it'll fix those lines up a little bit. And then the steel being delivered is at a rate of 118 right now. So that is actually plenty for the moment, just to get things going. The rate on the train is 142, so that's actually good enough as well. Although the frequency, sometimes for manufacturing, you want the frequency to be up a little bit because when it takes forever for it to get there, the factory sometimes can't keep up one way or another. So we have this in here. We're going to be able to produce, it's kind of going, but it's going to be low on steel. The plastic appears to be doing quite well. We've got some plastic stored up. So the plastic's been doing better than the steel has so far. So what we could do is we can back up here and we can take a look at our plastics line. And it's coming in at it's got the rate of 144. So it's definitely keeping up with more than what the steel can do at the moment. So we're probably going to need another train on the steel line before long. And then we've got the refinery coming in. So in here we have a rate of 119 of refined oil coming in. So that's kind of like the limit on what this will be able to produce. Okay. And then over here, we come all the way down here. This is the refinery, of course. It's doing decently well. We take a look in here at the crude to amorphous refineries. The rate's 183, and of course it has to be double in order to produce. So this can produce about half of what we're bringing in, which is about right. So what we want to do is probably double this up and back this way. And what we can do for that is, this is our train here, like that. And what we could do is, I'm actually going to pause it so we can time this up perfectly, because we're going to have this vehicle here. We want to manage the vehicle and we want to clone it right in here, like that. And when it leaves here, this one will be leaving here. This one's going to turn and leave, and this one will come out of here, and it will essentially be lined up perfectly. Oh, I think I screwed that up. I just screwed that up. Yeah, I did. I screwed that up. Live and in person, it has been screwed up. This is the plastics. This is the actual refined. So now I've doubled the rate at which we're sending the refined down to here, which is now at 244, which is way more than we need it to be. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and click on this and sell it. And just like that, it's like it never happened. This is actually the vehicle that we want to clone right here. And of course, they're lined up perfectly to have to stop for one another right there. Fantastic. Let's come back to that, shall we? But that's essentially all we need left to do, I think. Is all we need to do is just get if we get the crude to refined coming up, the plastic will be perfectly fine. It's really, I think, the steel line that we actually could stand to upgrade. That's very interesting. Those could come in very handy later in the episode. So this here is the steel being moved. And what I was thinking I could do is clone that bad boy, but I'm going to have to do it here. So I want to kind of do it when this is running down this way. And if we could get the rate up on this line, I'm not sure why there we go, 142. That's actually not that bad, though, 142. I thought it was lower than that. 142 is really the... Okay, that's not actually bad at all. As long as we're delivering here at a high enough rate, we could probably even up that. The biggest thing is these two rates here. This is up to 148, meaning we can only do 75. We need to double that again, which is absolute insanity. And iron is good too. So using these vehicles, we really need an upgrade in the vehicles that we're using. But at this rate, you know what's, this is just going to work itself out. Let's move on to some other things I wanted to do. There's two things in particular that I really wanted to look at, and that is the passenger lines for the ferries, and I also wanted to look at the trams that we have in these cities. I want to upgrade both, because there's a couple really cool vehicles I'd like to get into play here. So in this city, we have Lower Curryburg. We have one boat, and it makes pretty good money. It doesn't make a ton of money. The ferries are making a ton of money because they're not particularly quick right now, but it's staying mostly full and making good trips. And what I'd like to do is change this vehicle. You guys can remember probably when we were back on the Frontenac episode. We are now going to be doing the Klondike episode. So this is now going to be changed from the Frontenac, which does a 28 click speed at 500 power and capacity of 85, loading speed 30. And we're going to switch to the Klondike, which is way more expensive. Well, not way more expensive. It's significantly more expensive, but it's way heavier and has way more capacity and way more power. But it does a higher top speed, just a little bit higher. But every little bit counts. And the Klondike looks cool as well. So let's do this thing. We're going to go ahead and upgrade this thing. Okay. Okay. So this is considered small. I need to upgrade that. Okay. Geez, all the things I want to do are not working. I'm going to be able to fix that, but before I do, what is this? This is that's Kinshitaki. That's not where I want to be. I want to be up here. I need to let's just do these ones up here first. And the reason why I'm going to do these is because there's less people, and I don't want to lose a lot of people. So I need to configure this, and I need to demolish. No, not demolish. Bulldoze. Demolish is an anno. And we need to go passenger, large dock, and I think I want to do it like this, maybe. Or do I want to do it like? Let's do it like this. I like that. The pier, like that. And then we need to do landing, and I'll just put a landing strip on. Oh, I'll do it on both sides, I guess. And what we've done. Ooh. Just a second. What did I do? Why didn't that just pick itself back up? It doesn't do it like if you delete the whole thing, I guess. Okay, so let's do it. That's fine. Let's just go ahead and go into this line here, and we need to just manage line, add station, and go like that. And now it's happy as can be. And then rates 59, and then we can manage the vehicle. Klondike. What? The other one's not big enough either? Say what? Oh, I thought this one had already been done. I was clearly looking at the wrong thing. Configure. Bulldoze. Passenger. Large. Landing. And that one was okay. It picked that up properly. That's fine. Okay. So this guy's going to come in here. And now, finally, can we get a Klondike in our life? We have done it, folks. The Klondike is for real. It's the Klondike. Pretty sexy thing, too. Pretty sexy. And it's doing the 30 clicks. It's got really high capacity. At some point, I should probably fix some of these little sandbars that come out and make it look completely ridiculous. Wouldn't be a bad idea. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now. Let's go like this, and let's go like this, and like this. And let's just delete that like that. And back this off. And then we can come in here and do something similar. I actually had to fix this originally just to make it at all possible. So I'm just going to do that. And that kind of just gives us a little bit more space, a little bit less cramped, if you will. And then what you can do is you can just switch over to something like this, but then we're going to go with the terrain smooth tool, and we'll just kind of smooth this back like that. And that way we still have a nice smooth looking transition. But the Klondike doesn't hit stuff. No, this is close, but that's fine. We'll leave that. So there's one Klondike. Whew. What a mess. We're just going to have to go ahead and do this. Configure. We're going to bulldoze that. We're going to go passenger like that. And landing like this and like this. There we go. So I think what happens in that case is that it... I think I was just too slow when I was doing it the last time. Bulldoze. Because I had the speed running and the little red bar must have run out and I didn't realize it. Like that. And then this bad boy right here can also become a Klondike bar. Boom and boom. So nice. So nice. Pretty stuff. Heading across there. Now, let's come over here and let's make the adjustment here. The boat's landed, so we don't have as many people to upset by dropping them into the sea. And we will... I'm actually going to put this one this way, because then I might make it bigger out the sides eventually. And then just throw a landing on that thing like that. Because yeah, this one, because it's got a lot of options, like I could make it bigger and have one go to Dodgetopia, and I could have, you know, something head up that way as well. And of course, we already have that one going there. So long term, I could end up doing a couple piers out each side or something like that. But for now, this is good. We will allow the people to do their thing. Now, what else can we do? So let's see. We have a couple of options in here. The Curryburg Central Line, we have 3 of these things, but what we have to do is upgrade them, because we've had a couple upgrade options being presented to us. And what I would like to do is try out this Kolomna. It is just a little bit faster and has a little bit better capacity and has a little bit better loading speed. Now, there's this one here as well, which is very nice. It's actually electric. And it has a little more power, carries a lot more people, and it makes the most sense to do that one, obviously. But I kind of want to go through the progressions of having all the different vehicles and stuff. And this is the last steam tram that we're ever going to do. And I would like to enjoy it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this bad boy. Look at it. Look at the ladies up on top in their nice fine dresses. Just boogieing right along. Don't even care. They're not worried about their hair. Look at that. That is... I'm really glad we did it. Look at that. The upper level. Look at the staircase going up the back. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? With the staircase. It's absolutely fantastic. This thing goes a little bit faster. Of course, we've got these carriages in the way, going way slow, which is always fantastic. But yeah, this is really quite cool. It's gonna come down in here. It's got some drop-offs and pickups to do. That's fantastic. I really like the look of that. Okay. So that's that. That's one city. We're going to do that in a bunch of cities, obviously. But the other thing I wanted to do in this city, and I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and do it. Let's pause the game up right now. Quick. What I'm going to do is, I talked about this actually in the last episode, and I was going to do it off stream. I thought, you know what, it's something that we could do on stream. So I'm going to go ahead and take this bad boy right here and drop kick it through the goalpost of life. Just like that. It's done. It's over. It never knew it hit it. And I'm actually going to make a bigger, more spectacular truck stop. What am I doing? I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. That's what I'm doing. We're going to want one of these right here. But what we're going to want it to do is we're going to want to have it connect. In fact, actually what I might do... I guess it doesn't really matter. I could do it either way. Because I kind of want... I'm going to make it 2 on each side, and I'm going to see if I can make it 30. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have... Just want to make sure this is going to work. That looks pretty good there, but it's kind of crooked to that road. That road's not exactly perfect either. Alright, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bulldoze this. I'm going to bulldoze this. And I'm going to try to get a nice road down through here. Which is going to be a challenge without deleting that road, which kind of didn't want to do, but it's fine if I have to. Game. Deleting it. It still doesn't, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to do a straight road right down through here. There, that's not too bad. Should we do it that way? That'll do it. Yeah, let's do that. Get rid of that. And I'm not going to connect that back up, and I'll show you why in a second. Because there's actually a possibility... There's actually a possibility that that will have to be adjusted slightly. So what I'm going to do is I want to put that truck stop right in here. And we're going to try to make it kind of level. There, it's kind of not perfect either way, so let's just make it like that. And I'm going to center it up. Something like this. And of course, you'll remember yesterday that when I spoke of it, that I needed to have a street connection here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have, because I need this to connect all the way to this road. And what I want to do is I want to configure this. So it's going to have to come in here. So I'm going to have it come in this side. So this is going to be an extra entrance I want to put right here. I don't know if that works. No, it doesn't. It has to be on this side. Extra entrance here. That's where I want it. And it's going to come in, it's going to pick up, and then it can come out and go around. Or what I could actually do is put an exit there. I could actually put an exit here. Which would actually be slightly quicker. So it'll come in, go through, and go around, and come back out. And actually, I'm actually thinking I'm actually going to direct it around here, even if I have to force it with waypoints. Then it would come in the back, like this, anyway, and come back out. And then in here, what I can do is, if I put an entrance here, and an exit there. And then I'm not sure if this is gonna, this street might end up looking a little bit weird now. Actually, that's not too bad at all. Let's do that. So it comes out of here and it'll come straight through and down to there. Like that. Now, did the addition of these roads connect this stuff? It connected to here, but it didn't connect that, which is extremely disappointing. It did not connect stuff nearly as well as I was hoping it would. One thing I could do is move this over more. Yeah, I thought that would get to there. I'm gonna have to sort that out, but I don't know. I don't want to waste too much time doing that right now. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to, I want to just go here like this. And I'm going to change this line so at the annex, it's going to use stop 4. And now it comes down. It actually uses one way, boom, and in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up this line. And I'm going to add a station after. So I actually have it starting there. Okay. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go add station here. And then I'm going to delete the transfer station. And that's not bad. It's coming down into here. It's doing it what I want to do here, but I'm going to have to set up. What I'd like to do is set up a waypoint so that it is forced to not go down the main street, because I'd like to keep that traffic away. So I'm going to set up a waypoint right there, which unfortunately they have costing money. It doesn't make any sense. All you're doing is telling a route to go somewhere. A little bit silly if you ask me, but anyway. And then we'll manage line, and then we're going to go, after this, we're going to just go add station like that. And now it's going around the main part of the city and staying away from the traffic area to help with the emissions. And what we want to do is, it's funny, because it's a double road, they have it coming over and then coming back to get to the waypoint. So bizarre. Anyway, what I'd like to do is I've got it coming in here. I actually don't even need this one, as it turns out, because this is still smooth, doesn't collide with that. It comes in, instead of having it go around the back and come in here, it'll just come in, go down, go through, and go out that exit, which is fine. The one problem I am going to have, that I'm probably going to have to reconfigure this again, is I do need it to reach to this area. Because when you look at this here, I do not desire for there to be commercial in here. I desire for there to be no commercial anywhere on this side of this road. I want the commercial to come down through here and fill this out, and even come down through here, but not come on the other side. So that includes all of this stuff here, like that. And of course, we can get rid of all this residential. I can go ahead and press play now, I guess. We can get rid of all this residential that's spitter spattering throughout the industrial area. And also the industrial area does not need to be on the other side of this road. The residential needs to grow down this way and up into these hills. The industrial needs to grow down this way and around these factories. And of course, the industrial does not need to be on this side. So this is a perfect example of where I deleted a little bit of everything. And so now it can when all those things I deleted start to respawn, the industrial will be like, well, I don't need to grow here next to this because I got lots of room to grow next to industrial out here. And so it's more likely to make that decision. And as well, the residential will grow, or the commercial will tend to start growing down around here where the supply is being left. So that will work quite well. And then a little bit of interspersing of the commercial and residential, I don't mind at all. Like that. Now, these new vehicles going a little bit faster and carrying a few more people has started to beat through this. This is actually in the 50s when I set this up. And these numbers are starting to come down a little bit with these better trams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that... I could add another one on, but what I'm going to do is let it play out and see if it's going to equal out and start to manage that a little bit better. Let's move on. Shepland, same kind of thing. We need to make an adjustment here and manage vehicles on all these lines. These are, again, going to be the Kolomna. So this is going to be the Klondike and Kolomna. Klondike and Kolomna episode. So, yeah, that was that one. Let's manage these. Boom. And the train line? No, I did the train line. Which one am I missing? The industrial line. There it is. Upgrade that. So these guys are going to go a little bit faster, which should increase the demand to use the line, because people always make the speed calculation is always a part of it. And what else we got to do? Let's go up into Joshland. We have a ton of people. We need to manage some trains, get some trains fixed up. Let's go in here to the tram lines and make an adjustment there. We only have one on each of these because it's just a quick shot here and there. And in the west, let's go ahead and manage that like that. And we can go over to Rangerton. And there's lots of people using in here, obviously. So this is going to be a very welcome addition to upgrade to the Kolomna. Like that. And like that. And again, whenever I change vehicles and there's a serious need for upgrade because of the passengers, the level of passengers, I like to do the upgrade first, take a moment, allow it to kind of work itself out, figure out if this is going to be needed or not. Like, because with the increased capacity, increased speed, we could start to work through this. And now this is a lot of people, so there's a pretty good chance I need to add another one. How many do we have on that line? 3. We could upgrade that to 4. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to upgrade that to 4. That is a ton of people. And it's a lost opportunity right there. So let's go ahead and purchase another Kolomna. And let's go ahead and get it on the Rangerton line going east-west. Like that for now. What else? Kinsho Taki. So we can click here and do both. Upgrade these bad boys right here. And upgrade those guys there as well. And that, Brompton? Yeah, Brompton needs as well. Oh, geez, look what I've done. I forgot about this one. Okay, let's go ahead and sell all those. And let's go ahead and clone... Actually, no. Let's switch that over first and then clone it. Like that. There we go. And then in here, probably have the same problem. Or... No, I don't. Okay, I got rid of those ones. Okay. So let's manage that vehicle. Go like that. And, yeah. There we go. That one's done. Now, what else do we need to do? We've got the Klondike here, right? We got the Klondike there, and we have the Klondike there, and we have the Klondike here. Now we can use the Klondike. Actually, is capable of transporting the food and stuff like that, but the differential in cost is pretty big, and it's already kind of working for us with the Denera Castle. And I think I just like the variety as well, having a variety of ships on the water. So I'm going to stick with those ones. Let's see. How is Druidville doing as far as delivery? 42 out of 157 is not too bad. How are we doing in here? We have a lot of vehicles. I probably should have had that on a higher speed, really. We have ourselves a lot of vehicles in here. And we're not delivering it fast. 141 is only capable of 70. Let's go ahead. I'd like to at least get to the point where we can make 100 steel. So that'd be 200. So let's go ahead and add another 20 onto this, I think. We have 40. So let's go ahead and add another 20. So we'll go in here actually to buy them. And it'd be nice to get an upgraded truck. I'll tell you that. An upgraded truck would be fantastic. There's 20 of those. Let's go ahead and buy them. Sorry for the loud noise. It's not my fault. I didn't make the game. And that's going to be the coal depot to steel mill line. And that's it. They're going to come funneling out of here, start grabbing that coal. And then in this line here, we want to make sure this is 200. So we have right now 15 vehicles. Let's go another 5. Let's clone up 5 more vehicles. Get that to 20. That should be enough. And then we got to make sure we can transport 100, which we definitely can. And we can on the steel line as well, so that's good. So we should be able to provide 100 goods to Druidville. Their demand right now is 157, so that's, we need more optimization there, but that's fine. It's getting the trick done now. Let's go ahead and take a couple looks in around Dogetopia. They're getting 90% of their food delivered. That's fantastic. The rate on that line is 159 and 152, so that's good. What are we getting delivered here? 146. That's not too bad. It's pretty much what we got room for anyway, so that's not too bad. The food's working really well, I think, actually. Food continues to work really, really well. That's good stuff. Now, another thing I want to take a look at is this colossal mess right here. Look at, seriously, people, look at the people. Oh my god. Half the population of the planet is standing here looking to go places. I'm pretty sure a lot of them want to go to Kinshotaki. They sure do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the vehicles on this line. We have 3 of them. Let's go up to Kinshotaki and see how many people want to go to Joshland. Well over 100. Wow. So let's take a look at the vehicle. In comes this guy here. And we're looking at 33 dropped off. Makes 328,000. Not too bad. So let's say I think at the very least we need to make these trains better. And that's going to mean more power. So we're currently using this guy, which is 64 clicks. This brand new Russian class S that we got. Speaking of which, it's built in Kolomna. We have the Kolomna tram, and now we've got a vehicle built in Kolomna, a locomotive built in Kolomna. So this thing is capable of... Oh, wait. No, that was built in Kolomna. This one's not. Whatever. Shh. Pretend you didn't hear me say that. 115 kilometers an hour. Way faster than we need to. We did get, I believe, newly available, the Suburban, which is capable of 100 kilometers an hour. We can really do some serious upgrades here. 19. Oh, yeah. Loading speed's faster. We're going to make ourselves a fancy, fancy train right now. Ton of power. We're going to be able to pull a lot. 880 kilowatt power. Pretty much double anything else. Now, they're expensive as all get out, but... Whoops! Pause. Whoopsie daisies. What did we even do there? Manage vehicles. They don't even have vehicles on the line anymore? Did I seriously just screw that up that badly? Oh, man. I am off my game today. I seriously just screwed it up that badly. They don't even have the trains on that line now. I thought I at least put the locomotive onto it. Wow. Okay. Anyway, we're going to use this Suburban. If we put 3 on, that's capable of 19 capacity. So that's 57 there. And then up to speed in 90 seconds isn't too bad. I kind of like the look of that. It's pretty powerful. Even because here it was actually good. So it just barely... It's not too shabby at all. Alright. Let's put this on the line. Pax Joshland to Kinshotaki. And That's the best we can do. I really screwed that up badly, and I apologize, folks. Many errors to be made. You guys thought I was perfect. Fooled you. Just kidding. Yeah, this thing looks pretty sexy, though. I like it. I like it a lot. Super powerful. Up to 75 clicks. This thing's gonna absolutely vroom. This is a nice place to put it too, because for the most part, this train line's only covered by this particular track, or by this particular line until the very end when the other guy comes on there. But for the most part, it's gonna really be able to take advantage of that speed, up to 100 kilometers an hour. 3 of these is absolutely going to be possible. Let's go ahead and clone that. It'll stick another one in there. And by the time it gets up to speed, it'll be around here when this one gets there. And then, yeah, I'll do that again. We'll get 3 on the line. 3 on the line should get the job done, I think. We have a ton of people, but at this speed, that number's like, that is a ton of upgrade in speed that we just did there. I've sped it up super fast here now, just so that we can... Oops. Going to fill up with 57 people, turn around. We have a huge capacity increase that we made. It was 33 to 57, and now, look at this thing fly. Look at this thing fly. Here comes the other one. And we're going to want manage vehicle. We're going to want to go ahead and clone one more. I think 3 will get the job done. We have that one coming in there and this one leaving. So that's good. That's actually quite good because this guy is kind of down here. This guy's kind of halfway, and this guy's taking off down here. So we've kind of got them well spread out. And let's just take a look, shall we? This thing is trucking along. We just had to slow down for that, though. That sucks. That's alright. And look at it, though. It's just absolutely incredible how fast it gets up to speed. Super powerful to pull this along. And we're going to land, and we're going to see just how much this thing made getting there that fast. 57 people. 805,000 for one trip. Wow, that's going to be a moneymaker. Look at the dwarf difference between that and what we were using. It's insane. We're going to have to do a lot of upgrading on our trains. A lot of upgrading on the trains. That's going to be something. That might be an entire episode that we do, is just upgrading our trains. Because the thing is if I upgrade all these to what I just built, it's not going to do me much good because these things are maxing out at like 55 or something, 60. And so I'm going to have those guys trying to do 100 and they're just going to have to bang up against the back of it all day long. So we're going to have to figure out a way to upgrade all of our trains to stuff that can do somewhere in the vicinity of 100 kilometers an hour so that the tracks don't get backed up. So let's take a look here. We're just about done the episode, and I would like to take a quick look at our 2 lines that are kind of the restriction. The coal is being delivered. We can make up to 113 steel there now, and we can do... Gotta love it when a plan comes together. Is that almost the exact same number there? Yeah. So we're going to be able to produce in the 120s. There you go. And we're going to be able to ship them out. Let's go ahead and clone that. Just add 1 or 2 more onto that. This line is capable of 140 rates. So that's good. What I would probably like to do is probably in the next episode, I'm going to put in the train line that comes into Jocelyn and Shepland. And we will get... We'll basically just crank up, if you will, the capacity of our goods and get them produced and delivered to Jocelyn and Shepland as well. I think that's going to be the next thing on the menu. In here in Druidville, we have been delivering 40. That's not bad. 44 out of 156. We're getting it going anyway. We what's the capacity of this line actually for delivering? 98. Okay, so we'll have to up that a little bit. Obviously. Goods to Druidville, that's actually good enough. So the lines, all the lines for the most part tell me we should be able to get somewhere in the vicinity of 100 delivered. New trucks, the Benz. Oh, are you kidding me? That's fantastic. The Benz coming in. We're going to be able to do some serious upgrades. Of course, this is the second time this has happened in this series, where we've gone to all this trouble to make upgrades based on a particular vehicle, and at the very end of the episode, a brand new, beautiful upgrade to make a major difference in our capabilities has become available. But when we come back for our next episode, we will have that thing implemented and we'll get the goods going a lot better. So this was it. Super chill. The Klondike implemented. The Kolomna, or whatever it's called, however you say that one, is also been implemented. And yeah, Druidville is starting to come along as it gets its goods produced. Let's take one last look real quick at this one. That's what I was like, what were we doing? Yeah. So yeah, the commercials kind of filled in here. We got a couple of persistent guys in there. That don't want to grow down there. Instead, we need the commercial to jump through here. I'm gonna delete that green residential so that the commercial will try to push down into here. See, that tried to jump across. We don't want that. It's doing pretty good though. It's doing pretty good. The commercial is really going to grow quite quickly here. See, there we go. That industrial grew down there. That's what we want it to do. So yeah, there you go. Get rid of that. Actually, I probably could have kept the one. Whatever. Looking pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. That was it. What's this? Wow. All of a sudden, serious demand in there. Okay, so much to do. I thought we'd get more done, but in 50 minutes flies by and we got all this stuff done, but there was so much more to do. When we come back, I'll do some more stuff and I'll update you guys on what I did and we will get the goods going. Do not forget, like button, comments, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's go. We'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.